Have you ever wondered what happens when a narcissist decides to end a relationship? Do they walk away gently, or do they leave behind a trail of destruction? The harsh reality is that for a narcissist, relationships are just another game, and they always play to win. From conquering someone's heart to draining them emotionally and sometimes physically, only to mercilessly discard them in the end. This is the familiar script many have sadly experienced. But how do they do it? Let's uncover the dirty tactics narcissists often use to end relationships and why saying goodbye to them feels like trying to hug a porcupine. Join me as we peel back the layers of this manipulative behavior and arm ourselves with the knowledge needed to protect our well-being. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss upcoming fascinating videos on psychology and navigating toxic relationships. Grab in all your friends and family. Let's explore the question, why do narcissists refuse to accept being dumped first? Narcissists cannot accept being dumped first because it directly challenges their need for control and adoration. In their eyes, relationships are a stage where they shine, and rejection means shattering the power structure they've carefully built. Being dumped is not only a failure for them, but also a form of narcissistic injury, a severe threat to their fragile ego. Narcissistic injury disrupts the idealized image they strive to maintain. Rejection humiliates them, exposing the inner vulnerabilities they desperately hide behind a confident facade. Their typical response is narcissistic rage, explosive emotions such as yelling, screaming, or destroying objects. In extreme cases, this behavior can escalate into violence, causing fear and insecurity for those around them. Being dumped strips narcissists of their control and their critical source of emotional supply. They may retaliate with revenge tactics or subtle manipulations, such as blaming you or making you feel guilty. Their goal is not to repair the relationship, but to restore their sense of power and central importance. When a narcissist ends the relationship themselves, it is often a carefully staged act. They seize the opportunity to protect their image, reinforce their power, or exact covert revenge. Their departure is not just about ending a bond, but also a strategy to manipulate your emotions, leaving you confused, self-doubting, and even guilty. Narcissists cannot accept being dumped first because it represents a loss of control, humiliation, and exposure of their weaknesses. Regardless of how the relationship ends, they always employ manipulative tactics to retain power and maintain their sense of superiority, even after the relationship has officially concluded. Method 1. Finding a new supply. In the emotional world of a narcissist, maintaining a steady supply of narcissistic fuel is their top priority. This supply can come from admiration, attention, or even the submission of others, which helps reinforce their fragile ego and sense of self-importance. For this reason, before ending a relationship, narcissists often secretly begin seeking a replacement supply. This behavior stems from their deep fear of loneliness and abandonment. They cannot bear the void created by the absence of attention and admiration from others. By finding a new person before leaving their current partner, they ensure a seamless transition from one supply to the next, avoiding any interruptions. This also allows them to bypass negative emotions such as guilt, regret, or sorrow that may arise from taking responsibility for the breakup. Once they have secured their replacement, they typically leave coldly, without explanations or empathy. In many cases, they make you feel as though you were never important, as if the entire relationship was merely a temporary stage in their larger plan. This creates profound pain and a sense of loss for the abandoned partner, as the narcissist's actions not only discard the relationship, but also devalue all the emotional significance it once held. They do not leave because they lack feelings for you, but because they have found a better, newer, or more satisfying supply to fulfill their insatiable needs. Method 2. I'm perfect, you're the problem. Narcissists often place the blame entirely on their partner when ending a relationship. This isn't just a defensive tactic, but a reflection of their manipulative nature and their need to preserve their perfect self-image. They cannot accept any responsibility for the relationship's failure because doing so would threaten the illusion of perfection they've created for themselves. Instead, they focus on making you the sole cause of the breakup by exaggerating, distorting facts, or fabricating faults to make you feel inadequate. Common phrases you might hear from a narcissist in such situations include, "I did everything and you did nothing," or "I don't deserve to be treated this way, you only think about yourself." These statements are often delivered with a tone of criticism or self-righteousness, designed to make you feel guilty and question your actions. They may even magnify minor mistakes, such as forgetting an anniversary, and claim it as the primary reason for the breakup. For instance, they might say, "That's why I don't have feelings for you anymore. Who could love someone as thoughtless as you?" Narcissists often distort reality to make themselves appear as the victim, claiming they tried everything to make it work but you made it impossible. This tactic allows them to evade responsibility while maintaining the illusion of being the bigger person in the relationship. They may also reinforce their superiority by saying things like, "You'll never find anyone as good as me," or "I deserve someone who values me." These remarks not only hurt your self-esteem, but also leave you questioning your worth. However, it's crucial to remember that this behavior is not a reflection of who you are, but rather a mechanism narcissists use to protect their fragile ego and maintain their illusion of perfection. Method 3. Ending through conflict. When a narcissist decides to end a relationship, they often initiate escalating arguments filled with tension and drama. They turn trivial matters, how you speak, behave, or even your daily habits, into reasons for criticism and conflict. These fights are not about resolving real issues, but are a way for them to justify their decision to leave. Narcissists magnify faults or distort facts, constructing a narrative where you push them to the limit, leaving them no choice but to walk away. During these moments, they not only shift blame but also aim to humiliate and devalue you with statements like, "I can't stand you anymore, you're driving me crazy," or "You're the reason I can't be happy." These words are emotionally manipulative, helping them cast themselves as the victim while labeling you as the destructive one. They might claim, "I've tried everything, but you never change," or even blame you directly by saying, "If I've done anything wrong, it's because you made me this way." When they've decided to end the relationship, even the smallest things, like how you breathe or your mere presence in the room, can seem to irritate them. This behavior isn't caused by your actions, but is designed to rationalize their departure. They don't leave quietly. They want you to feel that you're the cause of the breakup. They make you believe that if you had been better, more loving, or less flawed, they wouldn't have had to endure so much or leave. In truth, they will never admit that their selfishness, lack of care, or infidelity are the real reasons for the breakup. Instead, they twist the story to make you believe you're to blame for their inability to be loyal or happy. Every action they take is meant to protect their fragile ego and shift all emotional responsibility onto you. A narcissist doesn't just want to leave. They want to leave on a high note, leaving you with profound guilt and lingering self-doubt. Method 4. Disappearing without a word. The narcissist's ruthless ghosting strategy. Exercise. One of the most ruthless ways a narcissist ends a relationship is by disappearing without a word, commonly known as ghosting. They simply cut off all communication, leaving you in a state of confusion and self-questioning, offering no explanation whatsoever. This behavior not only demonstrates emotional irresponsibility, but also shows blatant disregard for you and the relationship. In reality, when they vanish, it's often because they've already moved on to someone new who satisfies their ego-driven needs. What's even worse is that after an undefined period, the narcissist may suddenly reappear as if nothing happened, plunging you into a state of painful limbo. You're left wondering whether the relationship has truly ended, where they went, or what they've been doing. While you struggle to make sense of the situation or cling to hope, they are enjoying attention from someone else, keeping you as a backup option they can return to whenever it suits them. The horrifying truth is, most people do not realize they are victims of this trap themselves. The harsh truth is that when a narcissist leaves, both you and the relationship cease to exist in their mind. They live in the present and only value a relationship as long as it serves their needs. Once you're no longer useful to them, they don't think about you or your feelings. This isn't love or genuine attachment, but a form of sophisticated manipulation to keep you under their control, always waiting and available for when they need you. Such a relationship is not only deeply hurtful, but also harmful to your self-esteem and long-term happiness. Recognizing this toxic dynamic is essential to breaking free and reclaiming your emotional well-being. Method 5. When the narcissist forces you to end things, a sophisticated manipulation strategy to play the victim. Narcissists often employ sophisticated manipulation tactics to force you to end the relationship, allowing them to maintain their innocent image in the eyes of others and themselves. By making their partner initiate the breakup, they not only avoid accountability, but also position themselves as the victim who is abandoned. To achieve this, they use various manipulative behaviors to push you away without explicitly declaring their intentions. One common tactic is to trigger jealousy. They frequently bring up their ex-partner nostalgically or compare you to them, making you feel inadequate. They may intentionally spend time with their ex, openly labeling it as friendship. In extreme cases, if the ex is willing to become their new target, they might even let you know that the relationship is progressing, amplifying your insecurity and sense of threat. In addition to triggering jealousy, narcissists execute a gradual distancing strategy. They become colder, less attentive, and spend more time with others while ignoring your emotions. Text messages that were once promptly answered now go unanswered or receive superficial replies under the guise of being busy or stressed. They might accuse you of being too demanding, pushing you into self-doubt, making you think you're being unreasonable or unattractive. Simultaneously, they create ambiguous tension by behaving irritably, refusing to cooperate, or provoking unnecessary conflicts. They delay plans, oppose your opinions, or continuously disregard your feelings, often using phrases like, "I don't know what you want anymore," or "You're too sensitive." These remarks not only hurt you, but also make you question whether you're overreacting. In many cases, they escalate to the silent treatment, withdrawing communication entirely. When you attempt to address issues, they respond with indifference, or statements like, "I don't want to talk about this," or "I'm tired of these endless arguments." This silence breeds insecurity and emotional exhaustion, leaving you feeling like ending the relationship is the only way to free yourself. What's unique about this strategy is that they maintain ambiguity, never doing anything blatantly severe enough to be accused, yet also refusing to keep the relationship positive. They set the stage for you to be the one to end things, and when you finally do, they agree without resistance. Phrases like, "I understand, if you want to leave, I won't stop you," or "I tried my best, but maybe you're right," are designed to amplify your guilt and self-blame. After the breakup, narcissists often move on quickly, either starting a new relationship or returning to an ex-partner they had lined up beforehand. This leaves you heartbroken and confused, as they appear unaffected and seem to have forgotten you instantly. The truth is, their lack of grief doesn't mean they have no emotions. It's because they've already redirected their attention to a new source of supply, leaving you to cope with the emotional devastation they caused. Looking back at how narcissists end relationships, it becomes clear that it's always about them, not you. The manipulative tactics they employ, from emotional manipulation to evading accountability, reflect not only their selfishness, but also their deep-seated insecurities. They prioritize their ego and needs above all else, regardless of the emotional damage their actions cause. This leaves you with deep emotional scars, not just from the breakup itself, but from the sense of being devalued and discarded. While narcissists go to great lengths to avoid responsibility, You have the right to reclaim control over your life and happiness. Escaping a relationship with a narcissist is not just an ending, it's a beginning. It's an opportunity to rebuild your self-esteem and seek the respect and care you truly deserve. Remember, this pain does not define you. It is merely a part of your journey toward becoming a stronger, freer version of yourself.